Hello and welcome to a Lore Party Minigame, a podcast about our favorite video games and the stories they tell. I'm Mike Farris. One of my biggest hobbies is my interest in genealogy, and it's not out of any particular love of my extended family or anything like that. In fact, I have enough cousins and second cousins to the point where if I had to name half of them, I couldn't if I tried. But it's really more about the stories and even mysteries that I tend to uncover. Recently, on a whim, I started looking through some old family photographs, and among the nostalgic memories of time and even people that have passed on, one photo in particular caught my eye. It's of a city, of obvious European architecture. The photo itself is not particularly interesting or unique. The photo itself wouldn't look that out of place on an average Instagram feed. But it's the writing on the back of the photo that really struck my eye. It says Berlin, 1953. Now, my family's not German. The closest anyone in my family has gone to Germany is fighting in World War II, and all my veteran family certainly would not want to go back to Germany so soon after the war. So who in my family was in Berlin in 1953? I never found out. But it's this kind of inquisitorial mindset that really drew me to the game Her Story.
I'd like to speak to the lawyer now. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
Her Story is a murder mystery of sorts. Unlike games like L.A. Noire and the Sherlock Holmes series, you're not really hunting down who the killer is in order to put them in jail. The mystery has already been solved. You're tasked with digging through a clunky computer database and watching video files of interrogation of the prime suspect, the victim's wife. Quickly, the game sinks its hooks into you. One clue leads to another clue, leads to another clue, and so on. Here's an example of a typical clip that you would find in your search. See what kind of clues you can dig out of this.
Yes. I got to Glasgow. I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from the payphone, and then headed back.
This clip introduces some branching paths you can take. You can search Glasgow to see more history between her and the city. You can inquire things about fights to see maybe why she was sleeping on the side of the road. And the game never actively prompts you to do these searches. You have to dig them up on your own. These search terms you're using are the transcripts of the video clips. So your search tools are deliberately limited. You can't do things like examining evidence and things like that. All you have are these clips. This deliberate limitation forces you to actively listen to the words being said, and you start to notice some patterns. Things like stories and fairy tales. She mentions Rapunzel all the time. And I guarantee if you try to play this game, you're going to have a notepad filled with a bunch of scribblings of weird things that are said, oddly specifics, crossings out of red herrings, and plot points that may go nowhere but might come back later. But the murder mystery is only one half of the story being told in Her Story. The other half is your story, who you are, and why you're trying to solve this mystery anyway. It's kind of like me trying to solve the mysteries of my family's history. It's already happened, I can't change anything about it, but I kind of just want to know. You know? By the end of the game, you come to the realization that you are the child of Simon, the murder victim, and Hannah, his killer. What you thought the whole time was a murder mystery was just a mystery of your origins, who you are, where you came from, and why your parents are not around. You've been brought to this weird old computer terminal by a family friend who just wants you to learn the truth. There is one clip that does serve as the quote-unquote ending of the game. You've learned the who's, the what's, and the where's of the murder, but you may or may not be satisfied with the why's. Once you come across this clip, on the computer terminal, an instant messenger app pops up. It's from the family friend. He asks you if you're satisfied. What does that really mean, being satisfied with an answer? You're free to keep searching the database for more clips to have more context about the murder, but this kind of open-endedness is something that's pretty unique to the murder mystery genre. Some of my favorite posts on Steam about the game are from people who are asking, Well, what does it mean when I'm satisfied? Well, there's not like a I'm satisfied button or anything like that. It's not like a stat on a character sheet. Are you, as the player and the character, satisfied with the answers you got? If you are, game ends, credits roll. If not, you keep searching. It's as simple as that. My latest family mystery is about a great-great-great-great-great-grandfather who I found died in Jerusalem. Now, of course, I'm a white guy not from the Middle East, so I wanted to know how or why he died in Jerusalem. I know I'll probably never get a satisfactory answer, but it still makes the search worth it. Thanks for listening. This Lore Party minigame is executive produced by Abu Zafar and produced by me, Michael Farris. Check out our website at loreparty.com and follow us on Twitter at @lore_party. Subscribe to Lore Party on your favorite podcasting app and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. It really helps us grow the show. Thanks a lot for listening.